Hello and welcome to another TISM Talk. Today, I just want to talk about the pros and cons of my graphics on my dirt bike, and just being open with the fact that I am autistic. Well, I'll start with the cons because it's the most recent. Like, I woke up this morning because I had a race last night, so I had a couple of crashes and was in a lot of pain. So I woke up early and was just editing videos and stuff. And I got a comment on one of my Facebook videos, and I'm just gonna go ahead and name the freaking guy because he's publicly on Facebook. Harrison Page says to me that not everyone has autism. It's such a cop-out. So it's like me trying to say to the world, like, hey, look, autism doesn't mean that you are you can't do stuff. And I'm trying to like just show that as a message in my graphics and just in general. And to be honest, I hadn't really talked about this up until my mid-30s. I have known that I was on the spectrum since I was 18, but up until my mid-30s, I didn't even mention it. It wasn't really something I talked about except for to people that I knew. So, for reasons like that, because people like Harrison Page, who are just, the most qualified doctors in the world, they've met me, they know me, and they're just the super polite people that want to let me know that, autism is a cop-out and that I'm not autistic. The frustrating thing is that he commented on a video where it literally says on my motorcycle in Spanish and English, so if he speaks either one of those languages, which he commented in English, that I was diagnosed in 2008. So he's just being a dick, and that's the hard thing is the internet. You're supposed to, people are like, oh, if you're going to post it on the internet, you have to have a thick skin. It's like, you're right. You do have to have a thick skin, but also you don't need to tolerate bullies. Having a thick skin does not mean that you need to take shit from people. Just because you have a thick skin does not mean that it is okay to let people say rude things to you. So I screenshotted his name, put him up there for everyone else to see the horrible thing I said, because a lot of times when I'm like, hey bro, like I am autistic, they delete their comment. So I'm like, you know what, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of these people going around bullying and being rude and saying stuff like that, and then just deleting their comment and being like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, I didn't say anything. So screenshotted it, put it up there. F that guy, whatever your name is, Harrison Page. That'll be the last to hear him, because I want to talk about the good. This race, I went to a smaller town. It's still 30,000 people. It's called Libres Puebla. Last year I came to this event and I won it pretty handedly. But this year, Ricardo came and he's faster than me, and then 601 came, Alex, and he is pretty much a pro motocross rider here in Mexico, but he can get down on an enduro track too, simply due to the fact that he's from Libres, and this is like Mexico. This is choice enduro riding. So he's been riding these trails since he was like 5. Anyways, I wasn't expecting to win. I just wanted to see how it would stack up, have some fun. I do the race. I come in third, and all is good. A little crash, like I said, that kind of has me up a little early because I'm in a lot of pain. Or not a lot. I'm in a good amount, enough pain to wake me up. And I'm editing videos because of that. Anyways, after the race, the organizer says, "Hey, can you sign a thing?" I had old plastics that I was gonna give to some people. And he's like, hey, can you sign one of these? And for my son, he was recently diagnosed autistic. And I'm like, yeah, man, of course, like no problem. So I write like a nice message, like autism never stopped me, Jacob Ray. And I'm thinking that's really cool, like that's one person that saw that, and maybe they'll be like, okay, cool, if I want to do something, I should try. It doesn't necessarily mean they need to do dirt bikes. Maybe they just want to try something that typically autistic people can't do, but at least try. And then I'm packing up, right? Like I'm getting ready to go, and some random guy kind of walks up behind me, and I was a little sketched out because I just saw a shadow, and I turn around and it's just this guy, and he's got a big smile on his face, and he points to my bike and says in Spanish, "Hey, I really like your graphics." And I said, "Hey, thank you very much. I designed them myself." And he said, I really like your graphics because my son is autistic." And I'm like, "That's wow, okay." So I give the guy a hug, and I'm like, "Hey, I really appreciate you saying that and all that stuff." And he's like, "Hey, can I get a photo with you, and can you like say something to my son?" Because he really wanted to be at the race today, but he couldn't because it's just too loud. And I actually pull out my headphones. I have noise canceling headphones, and I say, "Look, I understand." And I said, "In my helmet, I have music. I get it. So yes, of course, I'll record a video for your son." And then before he takes off, I grab another plastic. I write on there a message, and then I sign it, and then I give him like my little number plate sticker that you get with your graphics sometimes. And I say, just like, "Hey, I really appreciate it." So like, yeah, it's so cool to go to these events and have people be like, "Hey man, this on your bike, what you're doing is a big deal, and I really appreciate it because nobody else is doing it. My son or my daughter or me, I am autistic, and I never thought that this was possible." So twice in one day I got that encouragement to say, "Keep doing this, please." And it was really cool. And pinche persona, like that guy can, you can translate that. Like, and then he's not the only person. I've had people call my graphics cringe on the internet. And the thing is, it's always some like dude that doesn't know a thing about me, doesn't follow me, doesn't like ask me questions, doesn't do anything, that just has like negative things to say about my graphics, and like they're a really big deal to some people. To me, they were terrifying. When I was designing these graphics, I was like, man, I'm gonna get insulted, I'm gonna have to deal with these people, and I do, and it sucks. But this weekend, having those two fathers come up to me and say, "Hey, this really means something to me, and I think this is going to really mean something to my son," it made it worth it. So, water off a duck's back, really. Like, yeah, it is hurtful, and it's like, screw you, man, you don't know me. But at the same time, like, I made two kids happy. I made two kids realize that their diagnosis doesn't make them like lesser. So screw those guys, man. Anyways, my TISM Talk's pretty short today. I just wanted to share that experience, how putting yourself out there, like showing the world that you are autistic, it's not easy, and it's scary, but it definitely needs to be done because there are a lot of autistic athletes, a lot of autistic professionals that are successful, that I feel like if they were more open with that, people would say, "Oh, okay, this isn't the end of the world." Obviously, it's a spectrum, and everyone on that spectrum can and can't do certain things. I'm lucky enough to be able to do something that I love, which is ride dirt bikes, but that doesn't necessarily mean that everyone on the spectrum is going to love riding dirt bikes. They might love collecting something, they might love painting, they might love all kinds of stuff. They might love cooking. So just get out there. If you've been diagnosed, or you know somebody's been diagnosed, just know that it's not the end of the world, and that there are people that find what they're truly passionate about there. That's going to be it for this one. This was a clip of the first kind of recon to get to know the lap. This isn't the race. More race footage will come. I've got a lot of it, so just have patience. This is just good old-fashioned TISM Talk. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you have any questions or comments, please, I'm always in the comments, and I will definitely reply to you. Thank you. Have a great day.